Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Ocean. This is going to be a shorter time frame video. We do have a macro analysis which has gone out today as well, which will be linked up above in the tags, which you'll see on your top right hand side right now. If you want more information on these moves on a bigger scale, that's the video you want to see first. I would advise watching it probably before you watch this so you can see a better picture of where we think we're going in a bigger scale. But yeah, it's up there. So just also want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash the like button. If it's your first time watching a video, why not hit that subscribe button so you get kept up to date every day with altcoin videos, BTC, ETH. We take requests, so drop them in the comment section. Whatever you want, you guys got it. Okay, so let's get into the price action now. So there were two ways that we looked at this on the macro, and basically within this, what we were looking at is the potential of a 5-wave move to the downside playing out, or alternatively that we're looking to break out from this low point here. There is also the possibility that we have a structure like this where we could argue that we have a W, an X, and a Y. So these are a few of the options that we have on hand. We can also look at the potential W, X, Y, X, Z. So there's a few things, but this is basically what I'm tracking at the moment. So within this move here, basically what we need to talk about is this move to the upside here. The reason I'm sort of not trusting it right now is we've actually come up into this typical fourth wave rejection zone. So this is a zone we could potentially look to get rejected from and actually look to move down. So if we do actually look to break down, the target for me would be this 0788 to confirm that this is the count in play. We talked about in the macro that we can sort of substitute this fourth into this position and just say that this third wave just didn't reach 1.618 because potentially there's an extension in one. So it is possible, but basically I'd still be expecting one more drop to the downside and at least one more low. From there we'd be looking for this fourth wave to the upside. Okay, so let's get into the micro stuff now. Within this, there's two ways that we can look at it. So this is quite complex looking, but it's not really. We're going to go over it. I'm going to come into the smaller time frame here. So there's two ways that we can look at this move. So we can either look at this move potentially as having an extension within it, and what this would mean is that actually we were still within this wave here, and I'm actually going to just change the color of this. We're going to change it to let's change it to orange. So this would be looking for the fact that we're still within this orange third wave, and the way we'd be looking at this is that potentially we still have some continuation to the upside here within this green circled count. We look at this as a 1, 2, up into this high as a 3, and then we're looking for this potential to move down in this fourth wave. So within this structure we can move things around a little bit. We can argue that we are still within this fourth and that we're actually starting to progress to the upside, and we're looking to move up towards this zone. So we wait basically within this move. What I want is to move firm would be a move up to this 35.33. If we move up to that 35.33, then it would actually make sense that we have an extension within this, and then we'd be looking for additional structure to the upside here. So that would be these additional waves that you can see here. So this orange fifth wave, and then alternatively this green fifth wave, which would look to push us much higher. So we were talking about in the macro basically coming and potentially looking to test this trend line, this channel line rather. But we need a lot of things to play out first. So basically within this is the extension. What we'd be looking for is either we're going to start to drop for this fourth wave now, or alternatively we can have is that actually our third wave here has completed, and then this move to the downside has actually completed our fourth wave move, and we are looking to push to the upside. So if we're looking to push to the upside from this point, basically we would have to look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this high, and what we would want to see is actually we wouldn't want to come back much lower than this point here. Let me just get this on this high point here. Actually, let's drop it on there. So we wouldn't want to come down much lower than this 786. So this 25.47. Moving down to that 786 would be fine, but ideally, if we're looking to extend from here, we don't want to cross this 24.39. And if this is looking to actually extend again from this point, what we'd be looking for within this structure is for confirmation that we're having an extension. It is possible that this wave 2 is not completed yet, so this move to the downside, we could come down, move up, and then come down one more time to target out sort of lower down in this 786 range or somewhere in there. So that is possible. We could look to get rejected here. But if we do move up, the impulsive trigger point for this move would effectively be this 3709. So if we had to move up past this 3709, that would then indicate to me that we're having some more extension within here, and that potentially this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then that would effectively mean that, like I said, we had that circled fourth wave here, and then we've had our fifth wave to the upside. And that fifth wave, if it does play out as we have it shown here, would take out this 3533 zone, and would actually indicate that we are now in a bigger structure here. So if that does play out and we do get this orange 5 wave move to the upside, effectively that would then complete this third wave, and then we'd be looking for confirmation that we're within this structure by actually breaking down and finding an additional fourth wave in this zone. So if we were to move up, it depends exactly how far this third wave moves, because it could just cross it, and then this fifth wave would have to play out so we can get an accurate target. But if we have to just speculate a little bit here, what we'd be looking for then is effectively a move back down into this 382 zone to this 0.5. That would be sort of the range I'd be looking for. It can actually stop higher at this 236, so we'd have to monitor the structure on the way down and see how it exactly plays out. It depends what structure forms in this fourth wave as to where that would go. So basically we do have this potential to extend up here. However, it is also possible that this fourth wave is not completed, and the way that we would have to look at that then is if I just move this over here, we can argue that we've actually had that third wave and then we're looking to drop down for this fourth wave. So this fourth wave target zone is here, this 2578 to this 2184. And what that would be looking for, if I remove this, is this would sort of be confirmed by breaking this low point of 2439. If we actually break down below that point, then basically I'd be looking at this as being the fourth wave playing out. And the way we'd have to look at it then is that this is a completed 5 wave move in here, and that this move that we're forming is basically going to become an A, and then we're going to break down for that C wave. And basically what that would look like is something like this. We'd get this as an A wave, potentially we get something like this as a B wave, and then we'd look to break down again for another wave. That wave could then become impulsive, and then we'd have a 5 wave move, in which case if we do get a 5 wave move here, what we'd be looking for, let's have a look. No, I wouldn't really be expecting a 5 wave move. So if anything, I think it's going to become a it would have to get a bit bigger. So basically what we'd be looking for is having something like this where we form an ABC, maybe come up again for a B wave, and then look to break down for a C wave again. So it would be something to this effect. Obviously it depends exactly how the waves form within this, and invalidation of this potential of coming down into this green box area currently would be by moving back above this high point. Though it wouldn't invalidate it entirely, because we could still argue that maybe we have a more complex structure here, where if we take this from further back here, we could get something play out like this as an A, up into these highs again for a B, and then we break down again for a C wave to the downside. So we just got to give it a bit of time within this and see how we get on. For as long as we hold below this 2989, it is possible we could actually look to pull back into this zone. And basically, if we're looking at this current move here, if I just remove all this stuff again, we would have to look for rejection in this zone here. I'm not seeing 5 wave structure currently, but it could always turn into it. But basically, this 50% to the 786, so 2916 to 2822. If we get rejection there, then we could be actually looking down for that rejection into this green box zone, and then we could look for this progression again up to the upside. This is looking quite a lot into the future within these moves, so we have a lot of things that need to happen. We cannot actually drop down below this point for this still to be valid, this 1937. If we drop below this 1937, that would invalidate this structure, and we'd have to be aware that there are other ways of looking at this move, so we're going to talk about those quickly. If we lose this zone here of this 1937, basically this becomes invalidated, and we'd have to look at it in a different way. So we're going to talk about the other option here. Within this, basically, we can also look at this as just a corrective structure currently. So until we get those fourth and fifth waves to the upside, we can also just argue that within this move here, we've had a 1, 2, it would be 3 into there, 4, and then potentially this is a completed 5th. So we could still have an additional leg up here, but until we get that confirmation by crossing that impulse of this A wave, which comes up here at, so it'd be the orange one, this 35.33, effectively this could always just break down. So what can happen if we fail to achieve this zone is it doesn't really invalidate this structure, but it would change how we would look at it. But we also need to be aware that we are looking for that potential of a 4th wave to the down, a 5th wave to the downside in this 5-wave count, and this is the rejection area for that count. And if I come out on the 4 hourly, it'll be a bit clearer. So because we've got this potential to actually come up into this zone and get rejected and then look for this break to the downside again, it's possible that this could be just a completed corrective move once this 5th wave comes in and we actually start to break down. So we just got to be careful with this. We don't have the correct confirmation of this move yet. We need to wait and see if we get these additional 4th and 5th wave pushes to the upside. Otherwise, we could actually look to break down. And basically, if we were looking at this off this low point here, up to this high point, if we're going to look at this as a completed move, let's get this on the bottom here. There we go. Basically, this move could then potentially look to push us down towards this 0923 to this 0642 if we have a 5-wave drop coming still. So we're going to just be careful with this move. There is still potential that we can look at this structure differently, as bullish, and we do have the chance to have a deeper retracement. And what I'd be looking for then is if I turn on these support zones. So we can still technically move to the upside even if we get these, if we fail to form these additional structures up here. But what we would be looking for within that is how we break down. And what we could potentially have here, if we count this slightly different, we can also count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that would mean that we could have this as a wave 1, which would mean that what we could then have from this point is effectively that this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then this could also become a wave 1. So if this is going to become a 1, 2, 1, 2, effectively what we'd be looking for is we don't have the confirmation that this is a completed move yet. So we need to just be careful about sort of saying that it's over, because it could actually look to extend even higher again. And like I said, we could have that additional 5th wave that could play out. But if it was in this zone, what we'd then be looking for is actually to come back and retest this support zone. You have this, which is currently this 2076 to this 1685. And what we want to see is a 3-wave move to the downside for that, and then we'd want to actually start to break up again for that 3rd wave, and that would be setting us up for a much more bullish structure, where this would be a 1, 2, this would be a 1, 2, and then effectively, if that were to play out, we'd be talking about much more bullish potential within this move, and we'd be talking about potentially this 6309 being the 3rd wave off of this move, where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'd have to just be careful. But basically, there is also a way that this doesn't develop as an impulse, and what they would be looking for is within this structure here, we have this wave as an A, this is a B, this is a C. Then we break down and we form an A, B, and a C to the downside. And then this would just be a 3, 3, and then we'd be looking for a 5-wave move to the upside, and that would just still be a corrective structure. And if we had something like this play out, basically what this could do is take us sideways, and this could just be a connector wave, and then we could still look to break down. So we need to see how the structure plays out within this. We don't want to get too bullish too soon, because basically we've had rallies similar. This is quite a big one, but you know, we've had rallies where we come up here 83%, 96%, and then break down. I mean, currently we're still sitting at 157% up, but you know, it is always possible that we come back down. And even if we just drop to that support zone, you know, you're talking what, 37% potentially. So yeah, we just got to be a little bit careful with this. I wouldn't FOMO in right at this point. It's quite a dangerous area to sort of jump in my opinion, unless you know what you're doing. But basically, you know, we could still come back down and retest these zones. So if you are getting a bit of FOMO, don't worry, there will be potential to buy in again. And basically, even if this creates a bigger 5-wave move, we're still going to be potentially looking for that drop back to the downside for support and looking to form the correct structure. So that's just what I'm looking out for at the moment. I hope that this video helps. If it did, please smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. And yeah, leave us some feedback below. Interested to know what you think. Do you think that we've got a bottom in, or do you think that there's more to come? Okay, everyone, keep safe out there. Use risk management, please. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Why not come check it out? Just mention a member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out. Also in the description, there's a link to BYBIT. Really is a great exchange if you don't have one. Using the affiliate link helps support the channel. And yeah, it's got great features within BYBIT. You know, you can set your trade up. You can basically put your stop loss, take profit, and it'll show you liquidation and everything before the trade has even gone live. Really is a great exchange. So we're going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a great day. See you in the next one. Take care, everyone.